You're here, somewhere. I can't see you, and maybe you can't even feel it, but you're here, out there, or in here, maybe way over there, maybe right here. You could be almost anywhere, but you're definitely here. You don't know why. You don't know what for. Honestly, no one does. But what's certain, what's undeniable, is that you're on this floating, wet, oddly lush rock that just sort of hovers in space, locked in orbit, like it's always known its spot. This rock, it's not big. Not compared to the space around it. And you're even smaller. Zoom out a bit. Look. There you are. A speck. Zoom out more. Now you're not even a speck. You're so small your brain can't wrap itself around how small you really are. You're this tiny creature living on a tiny crust, riding a spinning pebble through a cold, enormous blackness. A blackness that might be something, or it might be absolutely nothing. Could be a dream. Could be code. Could be just space. No one knows. And yet, despite all that, this little planet gives you everything you need. It gives you warmth, food, oceans, oxygen. It holds your body down with gravity. It's your home. And for a short, fleeting moment, you get to live on it. It might feel long. It might feel like forever. Other times it feels like it's flashing by. But in the grand scheme of things, in cosmic time, your entire life is a blink, a single frame in an endless movie reel. And if someone were to cut that frame out, the movie would keep playing like it never missed a beat. That's not to say your life isn't meaningful. It is. It's deeply meaningful. But not in the way most people usually think. You'll live. You'll breathe. You'll maybe fall in love. Maybe raise a child. Maybe chase dreams or wander around aimlessly. Maybe both. And then, one day, you'll die. And just like your life, your death will pass. If you're lucky, some people, family, friends, lovers, they'll miss you. They'll cry. They'll ache. They'll think about the last thing you said, or the sound of your voice, or how you made their coffee just right. But grief, it's heavy. It gets in the way. So over time, they'll try to move forward. They'll go to therapy. They'll meditate. They'll journal or take long walks and listen to sad music. And eventually, they'll be okay again. They'll carry you in a memory. But then, just like you, they'll die too. And if you're extra lucky, maybe you'll be remembered longer than most. Maybe you invented something, wrote something, said something that resonated beyond your little circle. Maybe you created beauty, challenged ideas, sparked change. More people might remember you.
But here's the thing. Most of them won't really know you. Not the real you. Not the weird, imperfect, beautiful mess that you were. They'll just carry a story of you. A filtered idea of you that fits whatever narrative they need. And then they'll die too. And eventually, no matter how famous or impactful you were, no one will remember. All of it, the memories, the stories, the monuments, it'll all fade. Just like stars fade. Just like planets go dark. And so, whatever it is you're freaking out about right now, whatever thing is making your chest feel tight, making your thoughts spin out, let's take a breath. Because it's okay. Maybe it's a first date. Or a job interview. Or a test. Maybe it's a conversation you've been avoiding. You're scared you'll mess it up. You're scared you'll blow it. Maybe you will. But zoom out again. Look at that rock. Look at that little you on it. It's okay. You're in the middle of an impossible miracle. You, somehow, exist. You, somehow, feel. That's wild. That's the absurd, ridiculous, stunning beauty of it all. You're here. On this rock. In a galaxy. In a universe. In a something beyond that no one really understands. And even if nothing ultimately matters, that doesn't mean you shouldn't care. It means you're free. Free to try. Free to fail. Free to love and laugh and break and rebuild. Free to cry in a car at 2 a.m. and then feel the sun rise like it's the first one ever. You get to be. The real tragedy isn't failure. It's never realizing this. It's getting so caught up in pressure and status and fear that you forget. You're on a magic rock, and no one knows how or why, and somehow you're aware of it. That's the gift. That's the point. So be kind. Be curious. Say what you mean. Apologize when you should. Take risks. Tell people you love them. Because in the end, worst case, you gave it your best shot. You did what you could. You showed up. And then, like everything else, you let go. So if you're still here, if you're still watching, still listening, it means something in you wants to understand. Or maybe just to feel less alone. And that's good. That's really good. Because we forget sometimes. Most of us are just walking around with the same questions in our heads. What am I doing? Why does it matter? Am I screwing this up? Is everyone else doing better than me? We think we're the only ones asking. But the truth is, almost everyone is silently wondering the same thing. You're not crazy for feeling lost. You're not weird for feeling small. You're human. You're on this ride with the rest of us. And while that might seem terrifying at first, it's also a relief. Because you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be here. To show up. To try. To breathe. You don't need to become famous. You don't need a perfect body. You don't need to write a best-selling book or invent the next big thing. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need to be the most interesting person in the room. What you do need is to be present in your own life. Because this moment, this one right now, this is your life. Not some future version where you fixed all your flaws. Not some flashback to a time when things were easier. This. Your breath right now. Your thoughts. Your senses. This is the part of the movie you're in. And it's happening now. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes. Say the wrong thing. Hurt someone. Embarrass yourself. That's okay. Sometimes you're going to win. Laugh until you can't breathe. Stumble into love. Get chills from a song. Make someone smile. That's part of it too. The full experience. Not just the polished parts. Not just the highlight reel. All of it. You weren't meant to be perfect. You were meant to be alive. And alive means feeling everything. Even the weird stuff. Even the scary stuff. Being alive means crying in your car and dancing in your kitchen and lying awake at night staring at the ceiling wondering what any of this means. Being alive means showing up anyway. And you're already doing it. You're already here. Which is more than some people ever allow themselves to do. So what now? What do you do with all this? You live. You create meaning where there is none. You choose to be kind. You choose to care, even if it all disappears in the end. You love like it matters. You take risks like you're allowed to fail. You rest when you need to, and forgive yourself when you forget all this. Because you will. We all do. There'll be days you forget to be grateful. There'll be days you hate the world. There'll be days you want to give up. But that's part of the game. That's part of the rock. You don't need to win at life. You just need to play. Make some art. Send the text. Ask the question. Make the mistake. Start over again. Be honest with yourself. Try to say what you mean. Try to show up in the lives of people you care about. It won't always go smoothly. Sometimes you'll get rejected. Sometimes you'll fail. Sometimes it'll feel like everything's crashing down. But even then, you're still here. And maybe that's enough. Maybe enough isn't some big moment or achievement. Maybe enough is just you, in this moment, doing the best you can with what you have. Trying. Loving. Fumbling. Learning. Living. That's what this ride is. It's not about being remembered forever. It's about showing up for right now. Even if your name fades, even if your story disappears. That doesn't mean it didn't matter. That doesn't mean it wasn't real. Because it was real. It is real. Every second of this. Every laugh. Every breakdown. Every step. So yeah, maybe we're on a tiny rock in a big black nothing. Maybe we're just atoms and dreams and stories told to ourselves. But what a wild thing to be part of. What a gift, to feel it. To know you're alive. So here you are. Still here. Still breathing. Still part of it. You're on this strange, improbable, lushly textured rock, hurling through a mystery. And for some reason, your brain, your heart, your spirit, they know. They know that life is absurd. And fleeting. And beautiful. And unfair. And precious. And you're trying to figure out what to do with that. Some people try to escape the weight of that realization. They hide behind distractions, behind endless scrolling, behind goals they don't actually care about. They chase perfection, or approval, or numbness. But if you can pause, just for a second, you might feel something different rise up. Something softer. Something honest. A kind of clarity that whispers. You're not here to be perfect. You're not here to win. You're not here to be remembered forever. You're here to live. To see. To feel. To love deeply and let yourself be loved. To get your heart broken and still choose to love again. To try things that might not work. To speak up even when your voice shakes. To make peace with what you can't control. You're here to learn how to carry joy and grief in the same body. To laugh while grieving. to cry from gratitude. You're here to connect. With people. With nature. With meaning, real or imagined. And every day you get to wake up and try again. That's the miracle. You don't need to build a legacy to matter. You don't need to be great in the way the world defines greatness. You just need to be fully, honestly you. As you are. Where you are. And whatever happens next. Whether it's a win or a loss, a mess or a masterpiece. It'll pass. Like everything else. But you'll still have the memory. You'll still have the experience. So why not say the thing you've been holding in? Why not take the risk? Why not go for it, even if you're terrified? Because you're going to die. And so is everyone else. And all the little moments that feel so huge right now. They'll fade. They'll dissolve. They'll join the blur of everything else. But while they're here, while you are here, you get to feel them. That's what matters. Not whether anyone remembers. Not whether it was impressive. Not whether it changed the world. But whether it meant something to you. Whether it cracked you open in a way that made you more alive. So if you're anxious right now, if you're scared of messing up or falling short, take a breath. Zoom out. Look at that floating rock. Look at your place on it. You're here. And that's enough. No matter what happens, you can still love. You can still try. You can still wake up tomorrow and choose again. Be kind. Be curious. Be real. And know this. Even in the vastness of time and space. Even if nothing you do lasts forever. This moment still matters. You still matter. Not because of what you produce. Not because of what others think. But because you are. Thank you for being here. If this video helped you feel something, if it reminded you of something you forgot, go ahead and like it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We're always releasing new videos to help you navigate life with more clarity, more wonder, and a little more peace. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're doing better than you think. See you on the rock.